We are the Fat Guardians. We are the Fat Guardians, and my name is acbtheman, and welcome to the Personal Pan Podcast number 4. Now, this one may be a little short this week. It is just me, and there's honestly not a lot of news that has come out since last week. Last Thursday we had it This Week at Bungie. I want to talk a little bit more about that. There's not really much that has come out in the way of news. There's some speculation stuff we can get to, so just hang on. And if this is not that long, just be happy you don't hear me rambling for longer than I need to. Okay, so we're going to go over This Week at Bungie very quickly. The biggest thing is, somewhere in the middle of February, they're going to try to give us a weapons update. First off, they want to give alternatives and counters to shotguns, so that means don't nerf shotguns or maybe make some minor changes to where you're not really affecting shotguns that much. Second off, it says align potency of primary weapons with surgical changes. Small changes of primary weapons, probably not going to do much. Hopefully they can bring back auto rifles, but surgical changes just sounds like maybe bring the high rate of fired pulses down a bit. I have no idea. Next is file down a couple of issues from each class. I don't know what these issues mostly are. Maybe something to do with Titan skating. People think that's not very likely to happen because it's so late, but maybe they'll take Titan skating down a peg. Maybe they'll make the Thunder Strike from the Lightning Warlocks not as effective, or maybe a little bit less range. I don't know. Just some things that they're going to do. Fix some issues with a sampler platter of exotics. They're going to have a couple of things that they're going to fix. Maybe Ophidian aspects. No, sorry. Wrong ones. Ophidian aspects are amazing. Don't touch those. The astrocyte burst for the Warlock. The helmet that's supposed to add recovery if you use blink in it. Like adds 4 frames of recovery where you cannot even see with the naked eye pretty much. Maybe they'll fix that. And then supporting adjustments to special ammo. So they're going to adjust special ammo. They're going to take away probably one of the special ammo drops. I mean, I understand that special ammo is rampant in the Crucible and you want more primary battles and yada yada yada, but I do not want you to take away special ammo. So, like I said, this is coming out somewhere in mid-February, hopefully with another live event. Who knows? People are speculating a St. Paddy's Day event. I don't know. Just something new before Destiny 2 comes out. Speaking of Destiny 2, I made a video, I think it was yesterday, about a potential Destiny Mega Bloks leak. Essentially on a forum, some guy posted new things that showed up on Amazon for just a little bit for Mega Bloks. One of them was a Cabal Major essentially fighting Shaxx inside the tower. Well, what does that mean? Is that actually something that's going to happen in Destiny 2 or the next live event? Is that something that is actually going to happen, or is this just somebody posting on this site and maybe it was up for a second, or maybe somebody messed up? I don't know. It got me very excited, and a lot of people are saying, well, this could be Destiny 2, but what if this is just a live event drawing us into Destiny 2? The live team is not done. They're still working on stuff. What happens if the Cabal invade Destiny in this live event and then it's done? Like, you could still go back and do stuff in the tower and all that stuff, but in the actual story, the tower's been destroyed, and then Destiny 2 can start off after that. That'd be pretty neat to kind of end Destiny 1 on a hard note, and then let Destiny 2 start off on the somber tone of we need to rebuild, something like that. Speaking of Destiny 2, there is potential news on the 11th of February. Activision does a quarterly earnings call that they show to the public. They're very confident in their company, so they want to kind of be as transparent as possible, but sometimes that leads to some leaks or some information. Like they will come and say that, oh, Destiny did very well, Rise of Iron did very well, and the next expansion for Destiny is going to be great. If they say something like that during that call, well, there's some sort of expansion coming out next, and that's probably not very good. But they may say, Rise of Iron came out great, the end of Destiny is going to be fantastic, and the next big project in the Destiny universe. Then we can start to think maybe Destiny 2. So let's wait till February 11th, till their fourth quarter earnings call, and see if that can help us get any views. So what have I been doing this week in Destiny? Well, I am soloing Crota. I've never soloed Crota, and I understand a lot of people have, and I soloed it on a Titan. and soloing on a Titan is easier than some of the other classes because you can just bubble up and wait for him to do it, and if you just take your time. I'm trying to possibly get Flawless Raider solo, so essentially solo it without dying on Crota. Crota seems to be the easiest one to do that, the most possible, and it just is going to be something I want to try. I don't know if you can Flawless Raider solo. I've searched online, haven't been able to see much about it, just people asking if you can do it or different things like that. But right now I'm essentially just putting my time into Flawless Raidering. I'm stuck around light level 386 to light level 392 depending on which character I'm using, and honestly there's not a really huge difference. Sometimes in the Wrath of the Machine raid, being a little bit lower like 385 on my Titan just makes it a little bit harder to kill some of the enemies on time, but the bosses still die, you can still collage, you can still contribute, so I don't really have that push to get to the light level max. Maybe if every 10 light levels you got to, there was like a big jump in gap and you're like, oh man, if I'm 385 I'm definitely a detriment to the team. But you're 385, you're not a detriment or anything like that at all. So that's essentially what I've just been doing. I've just been grinding for some new legendary gear, maybe, and not really doing much in Destiny at all. Alright, so I am thinking about coming out with another sort of podcast format. I don't know really if it's going to be a podcast or just a longer video. I know I call these podcasts, but they're just longer videos right now until I get other co-hosts. Epic people, I'm talking to you. Hit me up. Let's do a podcast. Anyways, I'm going to start another podcast that's not so Destiny focused, that's focused on other games, other game news, what I'm playing in older games, just anything else really. Some ideas for future cook videos. I already have one in the works, and when I get some money to buy the ingredients and the materials, I'm going to do that. So I have another podcast that's going to be coming out in a couple of days. It's going to be probably the same length of this, 7 to 20 minutes, and it's just going to be about random stuff, not Destiny. Alright, so the streamer to follow this week is Coop81. He is one of the founders of Destiny, and he streams all the time. He doesn't have technically a set streaming schedule, but he's pretty much on there if you're on Twitch. The link to his Twitch page is below, but it is twitch.tv/Coop81, Kupe 81. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. I'm sorry that this is short and we don't have a lot to talk about one-on-one right now. Epic people, seriously, hit me up. We can make a podcast. Anyways, thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and share. Seriously, like and comment. The more interaction there is, the more this goes up, and the more people hear it, the more people get to experience the joy you have listening to my sultry voice, right? Right? Click the pizza to subscribe, and click the other videos to watch previous content.